Hey now, what is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just got done watching Batman Hush. This is a 2019 film that is loosely based on the graphic novel with the same name. And if anybody knows anything about this story, anything about this Hush character, then you probably were looking forward to this film just as much as I was. Because this is a villain, this is a fairly newer Batman villain that I've been wanting to see in any form of medium. Let's be honest, the animated series was too early for it, and also probably this story was too dark to be put in a cartoon that was on TV like that. So we haven't gotten it in a live action film yet. So I couldn't wait to see this animated film. The DC animated movies have been a lot darker recently, rated R and whatnot. So you see at the beginning, this new villain, Hush, is going around and he's manipulating Batman's villains. And this is interesting just for a villain of Batman's rogues gallery to be able to manipulate or control, force some of these villains to do things against their will and actually put fear into them. I'm talking about villains like Bane, Scarecrow, Clayface, and Poison Ivy. These are top tier villains who are being controlled, being forced to do things that they not necessarily want to do. So I found that interesting. I was watching this and going, all right, I can't wait to see the how this all plays out. We even get Poison Ivy controlling Superman with kryptonite lipstick, which it always seems fit with fairly easy to control Superman some way, somehow. Thankfully, Batman is able to have a confrontation and fight Superman. We also get other appearances from Harley Quinn and the Joker. So this is a who's who. This is honestly the best of seeing Batman's villains go up against him in various different ways. The movie is not slow, it's not boring, plenty of action, especially with all these characters going on. Some of the relationships, we have Batman and Catwoman. Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle are dating each other, and the two of them don't know that they're Batman and Catwoman. So, and them two also start dating. So that's always an interesting dynamic. I love Selina Kyle being a love interest for Bruce Wayne. It never gets old for me, so I can watch that in every way possible. I also like the idea that Batman wants to save Catwoman in some ways, prove that she's not a criminal. And when Batman realizes that Hush is going after people close to Bruce Wayne, he wants to protect Catwoman. So that's an interesting dynamic. We get a long lost childhood friend of Bruce Wayne, Thomas Elliot, which was it's just a cool idea to have somebody that's connected to Bruce Wayne, but from his past, from his childhood, from before he became Batman, because he obviously knew Bruce Wayne before his current occupation. So you could have played up with that more. I think the movie did not play that up well enough. In fact, there's a twist in this movie. Now, I don't think I want to give that away here. Actually, you know what? I need to talk about it. I do because it's so big and it's such a big departure from the original story that I am going to talk about it. So, if you want to know my thoughts and opinions of this movie before the twist, I will say that it's a decent film. It's a good film. I enjoyed it for the most part until this twist. So, otherwise, yeah, it's a fine movie. But if you want to talk about spoilers here, spoiler territory, I warned you. I gave you enough time to leave. The twist is that, well, in the comic books, in the original story, Thomas Elliot was Hush. He was from Bruce Wayne's past. He did figure out that Bruce Wayne was Batman, and he was going after all of his loved ones and anyone that was close to him. And it was a big reveal when Batman figures out that it is his long lost childhood friend. And I was waiting for that moment until you get a scene where the Joker shoots and kills Thomas Elliot in an alley, and Batman snaps and almost strangles Joker to death. And at first I thought, okay, this is awkward. Is that somehow not Thomas Elliot, or did he perform surgery and make somebody else have his face? I was waiting for the reveal. Did he somehow fake his death? I was waiting until it's revealed that the Hush in this movie is the Riddler. What? That was my reaction exactly. So you find out that the Riddler died at some point or had a head injury that was very life threatening. So he was put into the Lazarus Pit, and in the Lazarus Pit is where he was given the knowledge of Bruce Wayne's identity, Batman's identity. So he took this when he came out of the pit. It made him crazier. It made him more angry towards Batman. Created a new persona to go after Batman. And so the Riddler, Edward Nygma, became Hush, a new identity to throw Batman off. And that's it. When you find out, when you get the bandages taken off of Hush's face, it's not Thomas Elliot, it's Edward Nygma, shaven bald with a question mark burned onto his head, and he has a question mark staff. And this was dumb. I'm sorry. I'm sure there might be somebody out there who liked this because it was a twist. It was a departure. It did keep you on your toes because you didn't expect it. So sure, fine. It wasn't the same old thing from the comic done again. But my problem is that, yeah, I knew that Thomas Elliot was Hush, so sure, it was a surprise there. But this Hush story hasn't been told enough to do a major twist like this. We needed to have the original Thomas Elliot Hush character, that story told. That's interesting enough in and of itself. I just think that this twist bothered me a lot. It was unnecessary, and it sort of damages and ruins the Riddler character. I mean, I like the Riddler as he is. I know that you could argue this gives him a harder edge to him. It makes him more dark and mischievous, and sure, fine, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I can't pretend like I like it just because it surprised me. I thought it was dumb. From that point forward, I almost checked out of this movie and just said, yeah, this isn't going to win me over anytime soon. I will say that I liked the moment when Riddler was hanging off of the ledge and about to fall into the fire. Batman caught him, and then Catwoman comes over and says, oh, screw this shit, and just cuts the wire and lets Riddler fall into the flames and seemingly die. So there's that. Other than that, though, yeah, I mean, the movie's a good watch. It's a decent enough time waster. It's just that twist bothers me. Some people who don't know the original story might not care and might enjoy the film as itself, but I was disappointed. I can't deny it. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Batman Hush? Do you like it as well? Do you like it the way that it was? Did you enjoy the changes, the big huge change that they made? Or do you agree with me that they should have just kept it the way that it originally was? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!